Well, today is the day. We are planting our garden. My husband got up this morning and tilled up the garden again. And he put out fertilizer. Just went out there and broadcast it with his hands. And then now he's going back through and he is making the beds. A little later on, we are going to take our seedlings that we started in the house, the okra, and we're going to plant them. And then we're also going to plant our corn and our Roma beans, our peas, and our squash. And then we'll turn the sprinklers on. Today is supposed to be up to 90 degrees, y'all. Okay, so y'all saw this morning that my husband got out here and he tilled up the garden. He went through and put fertilizer out, and then he actually went through and made the beds. You can see them there. So now he's actually run into town because we have a lot of projects planned for this weekend. And now I'm going to go through and plant our squash and zucchini. We're going to do one row of each, and then when my husband gets back, we're going to start working on the projects. As far as the projects go, we are going to build a chicken tractor so that when we have our chickens in our Premier One fence, we can actually provide them a place to shelter at night and get away from the sun and just offer them some protection. And then it'll be mobile, so we'll be able to move that when we move the actual electric fence around to different areas in the yard. Another project that we have going on, I already have one raised garden bed. We're going to make another, and we're going to move the one that we currently have to a different location. And the thought process behind that is I'm going to have two of them that are together, like side by side with a little, I guess you would call it a walkway in between. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use, I guess, cow panels and make an archway in between the two of them so that my cucumbers can actually grow from one raised garden bed to the other, and it'll grow up in an arch. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it works. We also talked this morning about going ahead and ordering some more of the electric fence for this garden out here. I mentioned before that we're going to get one, or I think I mentioned before, we're going to get one for our garden out here for the peas and the beans, because the bunny rabbits love our garden, and so do the deer. And without an electric fence, we can't keep the deer out, and we have yet to find a way to stop the bunny rabbits other than putting them in a pot for stew, and we haven't been successful at that either. So we're going to get this new fence. It has small mesh at the bottom so the bunny rabbits can't go through, and I think it's going to be a game changer. Like I said, we have had tremendous success so far with the fence that we got for our chickens from Premier One. We love it. Absolutely love it. So we're going to go ahead and order some more of that fencing. It's a different type. It's taller, but we're going to go ahead and order some more of that so that we can put it around our big garden. But anyway, without further ado, I am going to take my handy dandy seeds here. I've got squash and zucchini here, and I'm going to plant one row each, actually right over here. So I'm going to go grab a hat and some sunscreen and get started. Okay, so got my hat, got my sunscreen. I'm going to show y'all how I plant the squash and the zucchini. The seeds don't fit in any of the plates that go in our planter, so we have to do these by hand. Not a big deal, just a little time consuming. Right now it is extremely dry in Florida, so as I walk along you may see dust, and that's because it's powder puff dry right now. So there are my seeds. All I'm going to do is walk, and you see how it has a little valley right here. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but you see our rows right there, they have a little valley in them. This is the actual row. So it has a little valley in them, and that's where we plant the seeds. Then we will come back with a hoe and cover them up. So you just start here at the beginning, you drop one, you take a step, you drop another step, drop another. Pretty repetitious, not rocket science. Oop, I got two there. I'll go and change it later. Now y'all don't make fun of my bare feet either. It's so dry till I just ended up walking out here with bare feet, because any shoes I put on, I was going to get dirt in them, so I ditched the shoes. Okay, there they are. They are all planted. You can see them going down the row there. Now that the seeds are planted, I'm going to go back with the hoe and go and cover them. And then tonight we'll turn on the sprinklers and water.
Even though I've never been alive 8 years.
Not yet anymore. Alright. So, faces.
Funny bum.
It's a fun bum. Fun bum, fun bum. Ba-bum, bum, really? Quit doing that. Bum, ba-da-bum, bum.
Okay, do mine.
Because I'm going to do both of yours.
She's covering us both with some sprinklers.
Have patience, my young Padawan. Okay, so we had a slight change in plans. My husband got back home with all of our supplies, and he started planting the peas and the beans in the garden, and we didn't have enough. So I am now going out to our local Ace to get some more seeds, because we want to have at least 3 rows of the peas and at least 3 rows of the beans. And then I'm going to do my grocery pickup, because I don't really want to go into the stores right now. Truth be told, I didn't really want to leave the house today. I'm perfectly content sitting at home right now and doing projects around the house. But we need seeds, so here I go. I just left Ace, and I was thankfully able to get all the seeds that we needed, because we ran out. I should have bought more. I should have known better. But I didn't take the time to calculate everything, and well, this is what you got. Before I left the house, I checked in with work quickly. I told you the other day that I work with a lot of medical offices, and right now with everything going on, there's a lot of changes being made. So I did briefly check in with work just to make sure that everything was still running smooth and that we had the latest information. bit stressful right now. And with me being a manager, I'm trying to make sure that there's no stone left unturned, that we've gotten every update. Yeah, so it's been a long week. One of the reasons why I love working out in the yard and doing our gardens and having animals and even working in my flower beds is because it gives me a chance at the end of the day to get away from a computer, to get away from that screen time, and to simply enjoy nature. It is so relaxing to go out to the chicken pen and just watch the chickens do their thing. Watch them eat, watch them interact with each other. And I know that sounds odd, but it really is soothing. The same with going out and feeding the fish in the pond. It's just so calming and relaxing, and it is a great way for me to end my day and relieve a lot of that stress and the anxieties that come from my job. So for me, while I've always loved being outside, I was a tomboy all my life, growing up especially, but the outdoors has always been where I love to be. It relaxes me, it calms me, and it's just something that I really, really enjoy. And truth be told, that's one of the reasons why my husband and I get along so well. We enjoy so many of the same things. We both love being outdoors. We both love hunting and fishing. And we do so many of these outdoor activities together. Now, that's not to say that our minds don't work differently. The book, Men Are from Venus and Women Are from Mars, it's accurate. We don't think the same. Steve will have one idea of how to do things, and then I'll have a completely separate idea of how to do things. And we try to explain it to each other, and it's like we're speaking Korean. Neither one of us understands what the other one is saying. So, with that said, there's a lot of effort put into making sure that we communicate with each other in a way that the other can understand, and taking that time to have the patience and not get frustrated when the other one doesn't understand what we're saying, but to work through it and to come up with a solution that we both understand so that we can move forward with whatever project we're working on. So, like I said, we enjoy so many of the same things, and it really does help, in my opinion, if you and your partner, your spouse, your significant other, whoever you're with, it to me is really important that you share a lot of the same interests and also the same values, but that's another story. But definitely interests. I think you have to have the same interests in order to have a good relationship. But that's just me. I'm not saying that that's right for everybody. I do know people who are complete opposites, and they make it work. So this is just how we make our relationship work. We let the babies out today, and they are having a ball so far. Now we're still going to put them in their little run at night. We're just sitting out here watching them, making sure that they don't get out of the fence. And because it's so hot, it's too hot to work right now, so we're going to have to wait till this afternoon. And we're not sitting inside because the AC's broke. So we found a nice little patch of shade, and we've got some ice water and some sweet tea, and we're going to sit here and enjoy the babies for a little bit. Well, hello guys. What are y'all doing? I think Mr. Ducky, or Mrs. Ducky, is fixing to take a bath. I kid you not. We have been sitting out here watching these babies for like an hour now. Just sitting here, enjoying it, laughing at them. Watching them is definitely relaxing. And it puts a smile on your face. Today was the first time that they were able to get out of their run and play around, and it has been the funniest thing. I actually told my husband, we need to just put up a live feed. That way you can just sit there and watch the chickens. All right, it's about 8 o'clock and we're done for the day. We didn't get all of our projects done, mainly because we had a lot to do. But we did end up getting the garden planted, thankfully, and we got it fertilized. And right now the sprinklers are actually out there running. Tomorrow we will go through and hand plant the okra that we started. And we'll go down and make an entire row of it. Steve, my husband, counted, and I think he said we had 200 seedlings to plant. So we'll, if they all do okay, we will definitely have a good stand of okra, which is great. So we also, all of the ducks and the chickens and the geese, we put them back in their run for the night. And same thing tomorrow, we'll let them out. That way they can spread their wings, if you will, and have some space and run around and play. They really enjoyed it today. It was not too bad getting them back in. We waited until the afternoon, late in the afternoon, and then lured them in their little run with food. So food always works. But anyway, so, oh, I forgot. Sadie, our dog, which you will meet, she's a sweetheart. She's a bulldog mix. Thinks she's a lap baby, an ankle biter, but she's a really huge dog. She discovered the electric fence today. And, oh, there goes a wood duck. Landed in the pond. Anyway, she discovered the fence today. She didn't like it. And she hollered and ran. So I don't think she'll be sticking her nose up to the fence any longer. And I don't think we're going to have to worry about her trying to get in there, which we're not going to have to worry about her anyway. She was just being curious because some of the ducks were up near the fence. So, all right, it is officially shower time, and then we're going to make some grilled cheeses for dinner. Simple, easy, and we're going to have the fans going. We've got doors open, windows open. There goes 2 more wood ducks. And then once we get all that done, then we're probably going to sleep in the camper, like I said, just because it's so much easier to sleep in the AC. I don't know. We may not. If it cools off enough, we may just rough it and do like we did last night and sleep in the house. It actually wasn't too bad overnight. During the night, I actually got cold and had to pull up one of the blankets that we had on the bed. So it's not too bad. It's just during the day it gets a little hot in there. So we try to keep all the lights off. Fans go in, blinds closed right now, because that's a big thing. When the sun comes in through the windows, it radiates heat. But anyway, I will see y'all later on. And tomorrow I'll show you the garden after we get the okra planted, and I'll also let you see our chicken tractor and how we're going to build it, and we're going to work on the raised garden beds tomorrow as well. So, all right, we'll see y'all later. Bye, y'all.